Welcome guys, this is Piri and I welcome you to another tutorial on the FPS part of Heroes and Generals. So let's try and learn something more about this game and trying to improve our gameplay a bit. So with no further ado, let's start this tutorial. Here we go. So as I said, this is a different map. The two previous tutorials were on a skirmish map, which is basically the battles you do before you actually attack a town. And this, as you probably saw, this is the mountain map. So it's one of the two, no, actually one of the three maps that you can attack. So this is one of them, the mountain, then you got the town map, and then you got the airfield map. This, I would say, it's probably the second most played one, the town one being the first, and the airfield being the last, or the least played map. So straight away I get a ride on a tank, and a word of notice: it's handy, it's faster than walking or taking the bicycle, but when you're using the Panzer 1 as a riding vehicle, be alert, because one bazooka shot can just kill 7 men, and that is quite a lot, and it's a big loss when it happens. So, and this is a shout out for the tank driver itself. If you see any opposition at all, it doesn't matter if it's pointing a pistol at you, stop the tank and let everyone out, because the pistol might turn to be a bazooka and then everyone dies and we don't want that to happen. Okay, so keep that in mind. So what you can see here is that one of the first things you probably notice is that it's foggy, and I like fog, especially when you're attacking. You must use the elements, and this is something I wanted to talk about, to your advantage. Use the fog to your advantage. It's harder to see. People don't pay too much attention on the things that are further away from them, and you can just flank so good with this environment. You just go around. Most of the times people don't even notice you, and you can make big damage on the enemy team if you use the environment correctly. So as you saw here, most of my team is going to be, and my plan here is cut as most as I can the reinforcements to be. So what I'm doing is basically preventing the most amount of troops to get to B point, and thus controlling it. That is a very important note. And here I just got shot because the guy that was shooting me on the other side of the building, and I tried to flank it on the left, he kept his position. That's something that most players don't do, but he kept his position and just tried to find me. So as you saw, my little tactic worked. My team was able to capture B, and it might not even be from the people I killed, but it's 4 less guys that came into B point, and that can make the difference. And here I go again. My colleagues are taking the direct approach to B, not to B, sorry, to O point, O2, and I barely even do that. I only do that when the flanking positions are really well guarded, which is not the case this point. And flanking again using the fog. I see something on the horizon, and not the most perfect kill here, but sometimes just shooting a lot of bullets and trying to control the recoil of the weapon helps, because the other guy is also thinking, oh my god, he's shooting so much, I'm dead, and psychology also works a lot in these types of games. Here I go, trying to get to O point. See another guy, and easy, he's dead. And let's try and perform the cap. This is always a tricky point to cap. This O2, 2 entrances really close to the point itself. A little grenade, something you gotta keep your eyes and ears wide open, so you don't have that problem. But normally once this point is captured, and if you can hold the defense, then the other ones are, in my opinion, pretty easy. This is a position I like to to have inside this house is just right on the open. If someone comes from there, and I wouldn't say 100% of the times, but it surely die, because this is a very good spot. You gotta go over the stairs, you gotta turn left, you gotta go in the door. It's a lot of things for someone to do, and you're just pointing and shooting. So position, as I said on the other tutorials, is really important. And you might say, oh, but Piri, you're not watching the back door. Yeah, but in this case, and if you took a look at the map in the beginning, they're not coming from the back, or at least not a lot of people, because people don't flank. And here it's a flanking guy. Well, didn't do it much good, but people, I don't know why people don't flank. And you see that's something I keep doing and doing and doing, and you see the results I have. I'm definitely not the best player, but you've been seeing on the tutorials I've been making what flanking does to your gameplay. It's so easy to kill someone when he's not even looking at you. You got the time to aim, you got the time to take your time, and then just shoot and kill him. And here I use the flanking again. Here I go, trying to keep safe, and I'm even flanking a bit more than some people might do. I go almost to that little house and come from the back. So I will probably catch some people that are not even watching the back. So here I go again, and that is how you are supposed to attack a point. Of course, attacking it directly is also good, because you're defending and attacking at the same time. But you gotta have a couple of people that do this. You gotta have people that, if you're not alone, but you see that guy didn't even notice I was there, so that's the bonus on flanking. So here I am. Oh, and that is a mine that I did not even see, but it did the job for the American side, I would say. Okay, so the two important points we already talked: using the weather to your advantage, and the flanking part. And the flanking is something that I'm gonna come back in every game, because I cannot stress it enough that how important it is in this type of game, where position dictates most of the times wins and losses. And here I am, as I said in the other tutorial, and you look, as the guy knew the signal, I used the pistol, and what did he do? He stopped to give me a ride. So he was a pretty cool guy, and he know the secret hand signal, so to speak, to give people rides. So thank you for that, mate. I appreciated the ride. And here we go. So what more do I gotta talk about in this tutorial? A couple of important things. One of them is what you see right now. At this point, I'm already thinking, okay, we are close enough. The point is not ours. We're not controlling the point. And the guy simply did not stop the tank. He just brought the tank into the middle of, in this case, the enemy point that is still being controlled by the enemy. At this point, if there was someone there with a bazooka, it could simply kill us. It was like a waste of a tank and 3 lives. So before you go to a point, and if you're playing as a tank, let your infantry, if you're giving rides, let your infantry get out of the tank. They will go forward, then you follow. Let the infantry do the work for you, and you kill the dudes that the infantry cannot. So basically, you are there to support the advances of the infantry, and not to be the one killing everything. A tank is supposed to support people in a way that they can advance and progress on the battlefield. That's the job for the tank, or at least at my eyes, that's what they should do. So that is really important. If you give rides to people, not only give rides, but be alert in terms of letting them off the vehicle, because there's no point of 5 dudes dying, or and here's another kill. 5 dudes dying, or 6, just because you are trying to use the vehicle. And I see that in a lot of games. People use jeeps, they use the half tracks as ramming vehicles. This is not the medieval ages. You don't, of course you can go over someone but it's so dangerous to approach someone like that. And I'm gonna do a tutorial about that later on, of me killing people that just want to ram you. The guy behind the wheel is like playing Carmageddon and is just like, oh my god, I gotta get the little old lady. No, the old lady has a machine gun and probably she's gonna fight back. And that's something that I want you guys to understand. Here you can see I'm flanking again. We controlled that point. And I'm gonna come through the hills, so I'm getting a bit up on the height here, so we can attack X1.